Hello and welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward, and I'm finally going to talk about the NBA. The finals are over, and something told me to do this video earlier, but I waited, and AD got traded to the Lakers. But I'm not going to talk about that first because the reason I wanted to do this video is I wanted to show appreciation to the Toronto Raptors. So if you want Lakers talk, I'll talk Lakers at the end after discussing basically the finals. I don't want to recap the whole season because I don't feel like taking all those notes and talking about everything. But it was a long NBA season, as it always is. You know, you had the Jimmy Butler thing in the beginning of the season, forcing his way out. You had the whole AD debacle before the trade deadline with the Lakers. LeBron getting hurt, missing the playoffs. You had Giannis doing crazy things. You had Harden scoring a lot of points. It was a crazy regular season. And throughout the regular season, people said, the Warriors are going to win the finals. The Warriors are going to win the finals. I don't know why we're doing this. And the playoffs were pretty good, despite all the injuries and everything that happened. But Toronto, the Raptors, the NBA champions, that sounds so weird. NBA champion Toronto Raptors. And I wanted to do this video to say that they deserve all the credit. And I know that the headlines are going to be different, but like the main story is not going to be Toronto for the next few months into the start of the season. That's when we'll talk about Toronto again. Like, oh yeah, the defending NBA champs. What did they do? But like as soon as they won the title, Woj dropped something about Masai might be interested. The Wizards are interested in him. The injuries to the Warriors, so the Warriors are leading programs instead of the Raptors as the champs. So like all the discussion is about everything else happening, and not about the NBA champions. And then we have the draft coming out. Again, we had the AD trade, so that's more attention to the Lakers. Like they didn't have enough attention this year. So Toronto is resilient, really good team, and I didn't believe in them. I honestly picked the Bucks to win the title. When the finals came on, I picked the Warriors in like 5 because I didn't think Toronto. I thought they would fold. I always think they're going to fold, and they proved me wrong the entire postseason. Last year they won 59 games. They were the number 1 seed. Then they went to 6 games with the Wizards in the first round, and people were like, "Yeah, this is Toronto's year," and then they get swept by the Cavs. And then it's like, this team can't do it. DeRozan and Lowry can't do it. Shout out to my boy E, who always, every time Lowry plays bad, he tags me in something on Facebook like, "Oh, you said this guy was better than DeRozan." And when Lowry's bad, he's bad, but he's a good player. They get a new coach, first year coach. They get a new star. They swap out stars. Take out DeRozan, get in Kawhi. People question Kawhi because he sat out, and then they go on this run. Again, they have a good, solid regular season. The Raptors do that. They won 58 games this year. Last year, 59. This year, 58. And they go into the playoffs, and it's just like, these are the Raptors. We know what's going to happen. And boom, what happens? They lose to Orlando in the first game of the playoffs. Lowry has 0 points. I'm tagged in a post on Facebook. Like, this guy sucks. And then they bounce back. Boom. Smack Orlando. And you're like, okay, cool. Then again, second round, they play in Philly, and it's like they don't win first games, and then they win the first game and they split. So I was like, okay. And that goes 7. And Kawhi has a crazy game 7. He hits that shot. He takes 39 shots that game. Then they go down 0-2 to the Bucks, and it's like, well, these are the Raptors we know. They're not going to bounce back. Bucks never lost 3 in a row. Then they lose 4 in a row. And it's like, what is this team? And it's just remarkable to just see the change, with a new coach, a new system, Kawhi there, just controlling everything. He was banged up. He's hurt. Have you seen him pregame? He got this big knee brace on. He doesn't play with it, but his knee was hurting. And he was guarding Giannis, dunking on Giannis. He was just making plays. And then you have the Warriors, the defending champs, and they took it to them. Like, it could have been a sweep. They took it to the Warriors. It wasn't like, oh yeah, the Warriors are banged up, true, but they were still just taking it to the Warriors. And then you have game six where Lowry comes out, going 11-2 run. Kyle Lowry in the finals, 11-2 run to start the game. And even Fred VanVleet, he's the one who closed the game out. You thinking it was Kawhi, Nah, VanVleet was in the fourth quarter just killing. And everybody stepped up. They had the Siakam game. They had the Gasol game. They had Ibaka just solid all around. Danny Green hitting shots. And the team came together and they won. Yeah, I know it was a lot of injuries for the Warriors. That's devastating. But more praise should go to the Raptors. And it shouldn't be like, oh, Warriors lost because, they had injuries. And I think in a few years when we look back on this, a lot of people are just going to say the Warriors are banged up. Toronto won because the Warriors were hurt. Like, it shouldn't be that way. We should give respect to Toronto for what they did, what they overcame, and, for them being champions of the NBA, which is pretty cool. Talking about the Warriors, they were banged up. Fought like champs, though. Steph is going to get a lot of hate, for not, I guess, doing more. Of course, people were already questioning KD coming back. And I think if it was 2-2 or the Warriors up 3-1, he doesn't play. But he wanted to play, and, it was unfortunate what happened to him. It's unfortunate what happened to Clay, like back-to-back. When KD got hurt, watching that game, I was sad, for a while watching it. Although it was a really good game, I was like, damn, like KD got hurt. And it's serious. And then even watching game six, Clay is going off and I'm like, this game is crazy. And he gets hurt. And for a brief moment, I was sad again watching the NBA final, watching a clinching game in the finals. I was sad because Clay got hurt. And, he came back, he hit the free throws. And then to find out, he tells Steve Kerr, just give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back. And then he doesn't come back. And it's oh my God. NBA Twitter was sad for a minute. No Clay, what is going on? And then, the Raptors closed the game out. And it was close. The games were close. It's a 6-game series. Yeah, it was a lot of injuries, but the games were close. They were really good games. And it was a fun finals, despite the injuries. And it was good to see something different. It wasn't Cavs and Warriors. It wasn't the full Warriors, smacking the Cavs around real quick. It was something different, and that's what people been wanting since the Warriors came together with Kevin Durant. So I hope the people are happy, I guess. I'm not happy for the injuries. Hope everybody makes a speedy recovery, no matter what team they sign to in the offseason. But shout out to the Raptors, shout out to the Warriors for giving us entertaining finals. And despite that, despite everything that went on, shout out to Kawhi for coming back and just showing people that he's really, really good. A lot of people doubted him, and people were telling me, I didn't know Kawhi was this good. He was doing this before he got hurt in San Antonio. He was killing the Warriors by 20 when he got hurt. So I don't understand people. And moving on, that was supposed to be my last point, but today, sitting down, get that ESPN notification that the Pels are trading AD. What? Wow. Shocked. That was my first thought. The Lakers are sending Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Lonzo, of course, the 4th pick, and I think 2 other draft picks to the Pelicans for AD. And I just read something that said that the deal won't be done for a little bit because it'll give both teams room to get more money, essentially. So the Pelicans would have 19 million in cap space if they wait, and the Lakers would have 32 million in cap space if they wait until a July date to finalize the trade. But it's shocking that it was done right now. And think about that. The finals just finished. 2 Warriors who are going to be free agents got hurt. So no attention to Toronto. And then this happens. And then the draft is coming up. So who knows what else is going to go on. It's just been bonkers. This season is crazy. The NBA is crazy. It's all year round. And the Lakers have LeBron. They have AD. They only have like 5 people on the contract, so they have to. Yes, they have to get another star, somebody that can complement both of them. They saying they're going to target Kemba. I know Kemba can really score, but in terms of defense, like you don't want AD trying to clean up everything. I think the Lakers need to get more solid pieces around LeBron and AD, shooters and willing defenders, wing defenders. Guys who can stop dribble penetration. Yeah, Kemba will be fun because he can create his own shot. He's clutch, you know, and he's another scoring punch that they can use. But I want to see who they target. Jimmy Butler is a name that keeps coming up. He's a gamer, but it'll be interesting to see the type of roster because they failed with the first roster they put around LeBron, in terms of like Lance Stevenson and those guys. But it's going to be an interesting offseason, for the Lakers. It's not done. They get AD. Everybody's like, yeah, Lakers championship. No, it doesn't work like that. You can look at other teams that has come together. They got to fill out the roster. Yes, you have AD and LeBron, but what is the rest of the roster going to be? You still got Kuzma. So that was good not to give up all the young people, but they need some solid players to contribute to the team. It can't just be LeBron and AD every night, and whoever they bring in as a free agent. So this NBA season has been crazy, and off season is going to be crazy, and I'm here for it. Shake it up, as I always say. Shout out to my boy Mel. But thank you for listening, and celebrate the Raptors a little bit more before you ready to give LA the crown for next year. But thank you for listening. What are your thoughts on the trade? Deuces.